We've covered a ton of ground today. You guys all take as many notes as my friend here? Yes? Covered a ton of ground, guys. Was today a value for you? Did you find things you can apply? Because I got to share something with you. I have no experience working in any of your industries. And that's normally a challenge, right? To bring someone in from the outside. I mean, think about this. How do most professionals respond when the boss says we're bringing this consultant or this trainer in from the outside and he has no experience in our industry? How do most people respond? Right? There's a paradigm there that this guy can't help me. He doesn't know our business. We want to do business with companies who have done business with, right? Well, the reality is this. Did you guys get value today from the session? So the way I end every session is I'm going to really take that paradigm of not understanding your business, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to throw it down on the wrestling mat. And we're going to do that with this wheel alignment. So I'm going to give this back to you. This is a final exercise that we're going to go through, and that it's also in the back of the book. It's in the back of my book. If you guys turn to page 118, you'll see it's there, because I want you to make a note to do this for yourself every quarter. Every 3 to 6 months, okay? It's on the tip card that I got here, these two wheels. And let me give you a little background on this wheel alignment. So I designed YESCALATE and the other systems that I put together as ongoing systems to help teams improve over time. I don't believe you can spray training on people and hope that it sticks. I believe that it has to be ongoing, that you guys need to focus on this. I've gave you a ton of things to focus on today. I want you to pick a few that you'll be focusing on, and I'm going to walk you through how to do that with this little exercise. But let me just take you back. I've been a sales trainer for going on 25 years, and organizations would hire me to come in and train their people, and always the top salespeople would be reluctant. They wouldn't come. Why should we go? This guy knows nothing about our business. So I had to come up with a paradigm breaking concept. I had to come up with a way to break their paradigms, their mental models. So here's a concept I came up with 20 years ago, and I believe it serves us very well today. So I show this in front of groups of professionals, and it's not just salespeople that I work with. It's all. Anyone know what kind of car that is? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great. It is a Ferrari. Do you know what kind of Ferrari? A red one, right. That's always what the women say. And no, it's actually an F40. There's normally a guy in the audience who yell out F40. That's a pretty famous Ferrari. And it's famous for 3 reasons. Number one, that Ferrari is the first street legal car that could do over 200 miles per hour on the street. It's the first 200-mile-an-hour sports car. Second reason it's famous, it's the first sports car that sold for over $1 million retail when it came to America. First $1 million sports car. Third reason it's famous, it's the first $1 million sports car stolen on a test drive. That car was stolen from Algar Ferrari in Ballackinwood, Pennsylvania, and the theft of that car affected everyone in America. Whether you recognize it or not, every time you go to test drive a car, you now have to give a copy of what? Your driver's license. Not before this car was stolen. The reason the guy got away with the theft, no one could identify his name or what he looked like when he drove off with the car. So now the insurance lobbies, they passed a law, and it says we now have to, okay, so this is a pretty famous car, but here's a question I have to ask. 200-mile-an-hour sports car. Very high-performance machine. Does it ever need an oil change? Yes or no? Does that car ever need an oil change? Yeah. What do you, for $1 million, shouldn't it dig the hole and put the oil in itself? Does it ever need a wheel alignment? Mm-hmm. Of course it does. This car is so powerful. This engine is so powerful. This car is so light. If these wheels aren't in alignment, you can't even keep this car on the road. This is a $1 million Ferrari that went into a ditch. Talk about breaking your heart, right? Take a look at that crash. Let me tell you something about you guys. You guys are higher performance than that Ferrari. You're the most high performance machines ever on this planet. Do you guys need wheel alignments from time to time? Do you guys need oil changes from time to time? Yes or no? Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, what makes a car's wheels go out of alignment? Think about this. You've had a car that's pulling to the road. What makes that happen? Hitting a ditch, so hitting bumps, and just wear and tear. Let me ask you, in your role, in what you do for your organization, do you hit bumps? Mm-hmm. Do you get wear and tear? Do you feel like you're running hard? Well, guess what? You're a high-performance machine, hitting bumps and getting wear and tear. You need wheel alignments as well. That's the model I've shown here. I don't care if it's $1 million Ferrari. This is my dad's 72 Corvette. I kept that car until recently. I turned it into a Volkswagen Beetle, by the way. That's what Devin's driving now. That's my daughter, because the Corvette wasn't going to serve her, but it still smells like my dad. There's an empty bottle of Jovan Musk oil in the back. So this car, just like any car, needs wheel alignments. You need a professional to help you do that. Okay, so there's the concept. I'm a professional that helps high-performance organizations and individuals get aligned. Here's the first wheel. You guys have 2 wheels in front of you. Look at the wheel on top. This wheel is labeled personal, and it has 5 spokes. Those 5 spokes represent 5 key performance areas in your life. And I want you to take your pen as I go through each one. I want you to rank yourself from 0 to 5. 5 is maximum performance, where you feel you are right now, okay? 0 is totally low. So example, the first spoke says physical. I would like you to rate yourself right now. Take your pen and actually draw it. And hopefully if people are watching this video at home, they will have printed out a copy of this tool or will send me an email to get a copy of this tool. So on the physical spoke, 0 means dead. None of you are 0. So please rate yourself where you are now in the physical part of your life. 5 means the height of performance. You're feeling really good about yourself physically. I know last year I wasn't feeling good physically and I had to do some stuff different. And I went, I spent a bunch of money. For the first time ever, I hired a trainer to spend time with me. I booked 50 personal because I was feeling hurt. I was feeling a lot of time on the road. I was feeling run down. So your first answer is probably the right one. Put a circle on that spoke where you are right now. Okay, have you all done that? Okay, second spoke says financial. That's the dollar and cent aspect of it. Where are you guys right now financially? If there's someone putting a boot on the tire of your car because you haven't made payments in 5 months, you're probably not a 5, okay? But go ahead, 0 to 5. Where are you right now financially? Third spoke is family. Where are you right now in your relationship with those who are closest to you? Go ahead, do it. Go ahead, take a moment, your first answer, but I want you actually to draw a circle on the spoke with where you are, because in a moment we're going to connect these dots. Spiritual is an important component in people's lives, and let me say this in a politically correct way. Spiritual means your relationship with whatever's bigger than us in the world. Okay, is that politically correct enough? How would you rate yourself right now in the spiritual area of your life? Are you getting upset about little things that just don't matter? Are you forgetting to focus on where we stand in this universe? Where are you guys right now at prioritizing stuff and understanding what's important to us spiritually? Rate yourself 0 to 5. Career, where are you right now professionally? Are you with an organization that you respect? Are you where you thought you'd be now in your career? Go ahead, rate yourself 0 to 5. Take your pens and actually write it. I want you, if you want extras, if you run out of these, just send me a note. I'll send you more. So now you've put a dot on all 5 spokes. Now I would like you to take your pen and I would like you to connect the dots. I would like you to draw. This is the front right tire on your Ferrari. I would like you to take a moment and connect the dots. I want you to look at that wheel. I'm not going to ask you to share it with me. How well would a Ferrari drive that had that as the front right tire? Are you seeing some flat spots on the wheel? Would the ride be bumpy? So now I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Look at the spots that are in alignment, the spots where you're 4 or 5. I want you to focus on what you're doing well. Right now, take out the personal action summary sheet. If this is a Vistage group watching this, you guys can do this as part of your personal action summary at the end of the day. Guys, I want you to take out your personal action summary sheet. I want you to make a list of the areas where you're in alignment, and I want you to write down what you're doing that works. For the folks who are here in my session, do that same thing on that personal action summary sheet you started for me. What's been working for you? What do you commit to continue doing in the next month? I want you to keep doing the stuff that works for you. Now let me flip that exercise on its head. Are there areas where your wheel is flat, where you have a bit of a flat tire? So you know the second question in my coaching process. Not only what did you do well, but what are you going to do different? What are you committed to doing in the next 30 days? I want you to start with one thing. One area that's flat. What's the one most important thing you could do to get alignment in the personal part of your life? I want you to commit to doing that. You know what it is. You don't need to say it out loud. You don't need someone to tell you. You know the areas that you're out of balance. Guys, I deal with professionals. Why would I start in an interaction, a meeting with professionals, talking about the personal wheel in their life? Why would I start there? Does that have any impact on what goes on in your business? Yes or no? We bring our whole life to work with us. And if you're not aligned in the personal part of your life, the wheels fall off the truck, okay? So take a moment, take a look at that. Let's now do the second wheel. I put together what I consider a professional wheel, which applies to the organizations that I work with. This professional wheel has 5 spokes, and it can apply to any function. It can apply to a finance function, an HR function. It can apply to a video production function. It can apply to a sales function. Any function in an organization can identify with these 5 spokes. These 5 spokes were put together through a process that I read about that the Gallup organization was involved with, interviewing tens of thousands of professionals about the key performance areas in their life. These are the 5 primary spokes. First spoke, knowledge. How would you rate yourself in terms of your product knowledge, your industry knowledge, and your job application knowledge? Right now, how knowledgeable are you at getting your job done? Rate yourself 0 to 5. 0 means you've just been hired and you know nothing. 5 says mastery. 5 is, do you feel you're at mastery? Now here's a question for you guys in your organizations. Have you defined what it means to have mastery? Have you defined what it means to be a 5? Or are your people wondering what mastery is? So for each of these spokes, start asking yourself, have we as an organization defined mastery? What does mastery in the knowledge spoke means? What kind of knowledge do they have to have? This is called the CBOC in most industries, the core body of knowledge. There's a CBOC in my industry. It involves brain science, it involves behavioral psychology, it involves sales and marketing best practice, it involves speaking and presentation best practice. There's a core body of knowledge I need to understand. What's yours? Rate yourself 0 to 5 in your knowledge. Second spoke, motivation. How motivated, how excited are you about what you're doing? Do you feel it's bringing out the best in you? Do you feel you're able to make a contribution? Is this the best way for you to serve with the gifts you were given? How do you rate yourself 0 to 5, motivation? Go ahead, just be honest with yourself. Here I talk about sales skills, but it could be any skills specific to any function area. So how would you rate your actual skills? In a sales or getting to yes environment, it would be about pre-qualification. It would be about presentation skills. It would be about all of the things that go into actually delivering what you deliver in front of a customer. But what's the skill set required to do that job? Fourth spoke, probably the most important spoke up there, structure. What do I mean by that? Time management, goal setting, pipeline management. Do you feel like you're flying by the seat of the pants, or do you know do you have an objective for the next 30 days, 60 days, for next year, 3-year, 5-year plan? What's your what we'll call your 2020 vision? My good friend Sebastian, I'm here in his studio, talked to me last night, shared with me his 2020 vision. I want to find a way to help. You need to send that out into the universe, guys, because the universe will help you get what you want. We are goal-seeking missiles, but we have to tell the universe what the goal is we're seeking. Where do you want to be? And I'm just going to make a suggestion here. If you know you need help in this area, time management, go find a course. I found one years ago that the Franklin Covey Group put out on time management. I took that course 3 times over 9 years. Every time I took that course, I doubled my income. Now let me just say this. Money is not the most important thing. Are we agreed on that? Yes? But it is reasonably close to oxygen. Okay. Anyways, moving on. So take the time management course if you need one. Get on top of how you're managing your time. Rate yourself 0 to 5. You guys all done that? Last spoke, relationships. Rate yourself 0 to 5 in your ability to connect and build relationships, ongoing referrals with customers, deep relationships with the people you work with. This is important for your success at work. What are you finding in common with people? How much have you opened yourself up to connect with them? Go ahead, connect the dots. This is the left tire on your Ferrari. Same question, how well would that car drive with that as a left tire? All right, same 2 application questions. Pull out your personal action summary. Look at the areas that you're doing well, that you're in alignment. What do you commit to continue doing in the next 30 days to 60 days? What's working for you? Write it down. Second question, where are the flat spots? What are you going to do different? So that's the process of the wheel alignment that I take people through. I hope you guys found that of value, and I want you to remember, come back and do this every quarter. Because just like a car, you guys hit bumps. You guys have wear and tear. The more bumps, more wear and tear, the more you need this kind of a wheel alignment. Thank you.
YESCALATE is a 3-step process and a continually updated core curriculum from over 100 years of research in the decision sciences. What if you had a scientifically proven 3-word checklist you could use to accelerate decisions? What if you had 7 simple strategies you could use to trigger yes decisions in an honest and ethical way? And what if you had a simple tool you could use, even on the back of a bar napkin, to get more of the yeses you need? The YESCALATE talks, workshops, and keynotes presented by Dean Minuto will help you get to yes faster. To book Dean for your next event, visit YESCALATE.com.